Check, mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. All right, so I gave out this technique before. It's been a while, so I wanted to touch on it again. Somebody asked me about manifestation technique. So here's a manifestation technique. I'm just run through the technique right quick for anybody who might just be here just to hear the technique. And then after that, I'll tap into it and really start talking about what's actually going on here. All right, so I gave an example here. I started with my sentence of intent. All right, so you'll write your sentence of intent. I love my new home. Notice I wrote it in present tense. All right. I didn't write I want a new house. I wrote I love my new home. So whatever your desire is, whatever it is that you're wanting to be fulfilled, you want to write that sentence of intent as if it is already fulfilled, as if this is your current reality. All right, so I love my new house. Then rewrite it below, but this time you're going to want to cross out all of the double letters. All the letters that appear more than once are crossed out. All right, so then we just like dissecting it, abstracting it down to a symbol. So then take the remaining letters that are left, write them down. Now what you're going to do is scramble them up. Scramble those remaining letters up and create a word or a phrase. In this example, I came up with Vim Wol Nai. All right, that's the mantra. Vim Wol Nai. A quick way that you could use this would be now to go inside your imagination and create a vision. Create a vision which represents your desired outcome. In this case, I love my new house. So I would create a vision of myself actually being in this house and hanging up pictures on the wall or cooking dinner or having friends over to watch the game in the living room or having a date over, washing the car in the driveway, throwing a house party. Whatever it is, I would come up with a vision that represents me actually living the reality is that I'm trying to bring forth. All right. The other part of that is when using creative visualization like this. So whenever you go to meditate on this vision, you want to actually go inside the vision and become a participant in the vision. So I'll be actually in the vision and I'm seeing things out of my two eyes the way that I would if it was actually true and now it was actually there. So when I'm hanging these pictures up on a wall, I'm looking at this picture in my hand up close and personal as I would in reality. You want to try to make it as realistic as you can. The mind doesn't know the difference. So you don't want to be looking at it from afar and just fantasizing about an idea. You want to actually go inside the bubble and start experiencing that reality. Is a way of how you tricking the mind, basically. So, anyway, if you just need a quick technique to use that works good, that's one. And as you visualizing that, as you're meditating in that visualization, you could start to chant your mantra. In this case, it would be Vim Wo Nai. Vim Woe Nai, Vim Woe Nai. All right. So that's all you need was a quick technique. Then there you go. All right. So moving on for anybody that want to go further. So it's a lot of different things going on here, but the main thing that's going on is this whole process is just a way to bypass the conscious mind and to program your intent into the subconscious. So we bypassing the conscious mind because the conscious mind is the part that's going to constantly tell you you ain't got a new home yet. That's not true. This shit's not going to work. In order to get a new home, I got to do this and I got to do this. And what if this happens? All right. It comes down to you either got a busy signal or you got a conscious one. When your conscious mind is doing all of that noise, all of that chatter, that's a busy signal. So you can't reach the subconscious with that busy signal. It's like basically creating a block. So you tap into the subconscious mind by going around the conscious mind. The reason why the mantra is effective is because the conscious mind doesn't recognize this. It's not familiar with this. It doesn't have any stories, any memories to attach to this. So, whenever you start to chant and you're repeating this, Vim Woe Nai, Vim Woe Nai, Vim Woe Nai, the longer you holding your focus there, the conscious mind, it'll start to fade. It'll kind of start to get put to sleep, to start to take the back seat, because it has nothing to attach to it. But the conscious mind isn't going to go away without a fight. So it's going to constantly be trying to redirect your attention. It's kind of like when you're reading a book. You could be halfway down the page and you'll find yourself thinking about some shit you did yesterday, thinking about something that happened last week, thinking about something you saw on the news, what's going on with the politics. You'll catch yourself thinking all of these thoughts outside that has nothing to do with the actual book that you're reading. And then you'll just redirect your attention back to the book and continue reading. So that's the same thing we're doing here. You'll be going on with your mantra, Vim Woe Nai, Vim Woe Nai. And at some point, you'll find your mind wandering, thinking about shit. And all you do is just calmly bring the focus back to the mantra and to the work at hand. Vim Woe Nai, Vim Woe Nai. And it happens again, and you just gently bring your attention back to the work at hand. But the conscious mind is constantly going to be trying to redirect your attention to something else, something it has to talk about, something it has stories about and memories about, and that it can relate to. But if you keep with the mantra, the longer you keep with the mantra, what's going to happen is you're going to start to go into a light trance. In other words, an altered state of consciousness. So we get the message to the subconscious through entering that altered state of consciousness. So there's different methods and ways to go about this. So a very effective way to alter your state of consciousness is to do shit differently. So whoever you are, John, Sarah, Tyrone, Keisha, when we doing this shit, when we come into our magic, we're trying to step away from our day-to-day persona. You're trying to get as far away from ordinary Keisha, Tyrone, John, Sarah. You're trying to get far away from the bus driver version of you, or the CNA, or the teacher's aide, right? Your identities on the regular, in your daily life, you want to push away from that. We want to get away from that ordinary personality of ours. Hence, an altered state of consciousness. So you might change your clothes when you approach a ritual, right? Put on clothes you don't ordinarily wear. Put on some crazy shit just for the purpose of doing the ritual. Not because these clothes are magical or by changing your clothes is some deep shit. Simply just because you are not coming to the table as your same everyday self. This is a different part of you that you're tapping into. So you see, magicians might dress different. During the ritual, a lot of people talk different. They use a different tone of voice. Might use words that they wouldn't ordinarily use. Might have some music playing in the background that you don't ordinarily listen to. Some incense burning. You're smelling smells that you don't ordinarily smell. You don't want to just do the everyday shit. Don't just burn the incense you burning every day just around the house. That it's not doing nothing. Like everything you do, though, it has a symbolic. It has a symbolic reasoning for doing it. So you might spin around in a fucking circle. Anyway, I could talk all night about this shit. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there.